Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. The time is coming for us to establish a protectorate over Belgium. So let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to unpause here. They refuse demands. And I'm just going to do a full mobilization. We're not going to mess around with this at all. Army of the Cape of Good Hope has failed to mobilize somehow. Ditto for the Army of Australia. I don't know if they were already mobilized or something weird like that. Obviously that's going to put us in something of a difficult spot in terms of our overall finances, but I'm not necessarily worried about that. We'll go ahead and throw all of our armies on the front. And if we end up needing a few armies elsewhere, that won't necessarily be a problem. We're going to keep the household division and the home army in Europe even as we speak. Going to increase the game speed here until the maneuver phase. And then we'll see Spain sides with Belgium. Alright, so that's not shocking. So who can we get on our side? We can get the German Empire. Transfer subjects. They want Australia. No, thank you. Transfer states. They want Friesland. No, thank you. War goals. Return state to Wallonia. No, thank you. Okay, so we give the German Empire on our side with an obligation. We get China on our side with a transfer of Guangzhou, which is our treaty port there. Okay, so that's an interesting option. We get Mexico on our side with the transfer of British Guatemala, which I'm not inclined to do. I like having Guatemala over here. But I think for now we'll hold. I feel extremely confident in my ability to fight Spain. I think I'm going to put the Army of India on Gibraltar. And I'm going to grab the Army of Canada and the Army of the Mediterranean and the Army of the West Indies and the Army of West Africa. And I'll put those in Spain. Hopefully that'll... We'll see where their fleets go, and that'll... Oh. Well, this is a world war. Belgium is still fearful. But the United States being in this is a problem. Alright, let's sway the German Empire. I don't want to give you Wallonia, though. I don't want to give you Wallonia or Friesland, but I think... So do I automatically have Texas in this? I do. So I do need to... Well, okay. They have a return war goal. Okay, so they have a return war goal on Texas. They have a return war goal on Idaho. Which means Canada's got to be in this thing. Ooh, I have a lot of fronts to worry about here. I'm going to bring China in. I can give up that treaty port. That's not that big of a deal. So, where else can I deploy forces? I think I can throw the Army of West Africa into Texas. And the Army of Canada will have to go back to Canada. Army of the West Indies will also have to put in Canada, I think. And then let's talk about where our fleets are going to go. The Station Fleet will, of course, put in our main naval hub. Our main sea node will be the same with Gibraltar for the Plymouth Station Fleet, and for the Sheerness Station Fleet, we'll place them in the Bay of Biscay. Mediterranean Station Fleet, let's put them in the North Sea. Lisbon Station Fleet will put in the Rock of Gibraltar as well. And I think we'll be good to go on that. Great Qing is with us. We'll see if the German Empire changes or if anyone abandons Belgium. Russia. That's opened someone else to being interested in joining, but that someone else is two Sicilies. Alright, now German Empire will take an obligation. Let's do it. We're popping off a general European war. Oh, that brought Austria-Hungary in. Belgium is still worried. Oh man, this is bananas. The computer's really chugging along with all these forces moving around. Two Sicilies. Wants Belgian war operations. Yeah, okay. Come on in, two Sicilies. Let's do it. Has that returned Belgium to the fearful category? No. Oil in Lancashire. Encourage this trend. Oil is the future. So troops are moving everywhere. Overall, our side is far better equipped. But obviously it's all over Europe now. So this is going to be one of those general European wars. Mexico have broken our treaty agreement. Mexico, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I don't appreciate this. I'll go ahead and raise conscripts. I should be able to raise conscripts with my interface here. Cool. Oop. I lost a war goal. That's probably two Sicilies bowing out? Yes. So you always have to be careful with bringing more countries in, because that also brings... that leads to changes. If Canada loses Idaho, it won't be the end of the world, but I would prefer it not to be so. I'm going to throw the Army of Australia in Alaska, and we'll see if that can make a little bit of progress on an undefended front there. Do I have any more fronts anywhere in the world? I do have... Actually, front in South Cameroon is more important. Army of Australia, you're going there. Oh, we've got a front in Africa as well. Gosh. Oh, no, we don't. no, Belgium's not holding any of this. Never mind. That's from later in history. We got another oil rush and another rubber rush, so that's fine. Kind of worried that German Empire doesn't seem to have put any troops on its fronts. But we've got 100% advantage in Belgium, so this might all be purely academic. Samuel Jardine has died. Does that put any of our situations low? No. Electricity shortage in Leinster. I'm going to switch this plant to coal-fired. And we're going to switch... Or no, it's not the urban center. It's... No. Doesn't matter. We'll probably pause construction when our current construction queue is complete. And that will be... That'll help out with our finances some. Again, there are really not enemy armies in Belgium at the moment, so I'm overall pretty confident in our ability to win this war. And the countdown to war has arrived, so this is Belgium's last chance to back out. Again, not sure what all this situation is. USA have declared us a rival. Well, I'm not going to rival them back for now. So, it's us and the Germans versus the Austro-Hungarians, the Russians, and the Americans. How is our market doing from a military goods perspective? Pretty well. We're short of arms. Yes, obviously we have a lot of inactive things here. We have taken over Wallonia already. And we have achieved control of the rest of Belgium. So, that was fast. Really, really fast. Let's grab our main armies and place them on Canadian front. And then the Army of the Cape of Good Hope we're going to put on the front over here with Mexico. And we're going to kind of see how that goes. Army of Australia is just kind of getting into position over here. Hopefully this... And that's that front closed out. Brilliant. So, Army of Australia, we're going to put you... The Westphalia Outer Manchuria front. Oh, right, because of Russia. Alright, so now we're going to put the Army of Australia in Alaska. That should be good to go. We're sinking a lot of enemy convoys. But again, with Belgium big losing this war, I really don't anticipate... I think once they capitulate, this will be kind of a joke. Again, a little shocked that there's not more war happening in, Europe. We are winning our sea battles over here against various countries. Convoys are doing okay. Got a hold of parts of the United States. Very good. And here's the Army of Ireland about to land in Canada. So that should get us much better force comparison on this front. Force comparison on the Spanish front is not great, but getting better. So hopefully that'll improve things. We're experiencing a lot of victories on the high seas here. We are losing some convoys. The West African coast has a lot of enemy fleets in it, so we'll go ahead and throw one of our main fleets in that sea node. Escort convoys, and then I'm going to throw this guy in there, because he's an experienced naval commander. Coast of St. Helena, well, we'll get there. Alright, we're losing a lot of convoys in the West African coast. Austria-Hungary is rivaling us, not sure why that's happening. And there's elevators, wonderful. We're still advancing here in America. And I think... So, with part of America occupied, America should be losing war support at a good clip. Yeah, there we go. Actually, low enemy occupation. They're mostly losing war support because they've lost battles. What about Spain? Is Spain a non-negotiating participant? I think they are. They're losing it at 2.66 per week. Compared to us, our war support's going down at about 1 per week. So we're doing okay overall. We're definitely going to get our protectorate over Belgium. That's for sure. We are having a difficult time in Spain. Insubordinate jingoists. We have no choice but to attack Chocler. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We are winning this battle here. Secession in Italy. Oh my goodness, San Marco is trying to unify Italy. And France... So a Sicilian uprising. Where? In Sardinia, which I should have them. Hey, San Marco, you're a big power now. Congratulations. Let's have better relations. I'm in the middle of a war. It's the perfect time to improve relations. Alright, so the enemy does have troops on this front now. We're still having a situation in Spain that's not going as well as I should like. Naval battles happening on the West African coast are going well. A ton of convoys are being sunk. Where is the Plymouth Station fleet? Okay, you're here in Iberia. So, you're here at Gibraltar. So as long as we can continue to win battles here, we're actually losing this one, which is unfortunate. Alright, we got our protectorate over Belgium. That's good. Tertial bourgeois revolt. Let's improve relations with Belgium, get that situation sorted out. Still winning battles on the West African coast here. And there's diplomatic play. Burgunder wants to take over Harar. Harar is trying to conquer Bergamo. Nice. You get him, Harar. Alright, we're taking over a bunch of Mexico, so that means Mexico should capitulate reasonably quickly. All of Africa is ours. That means the Army of Australia. I'm actually going to put them on... There's the submarine. On the front in Texas. I think that's going to be the right call. Lisbon Station was defeated. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Trucial Coast Front. I think putting the army of Australia, well, we'll see. I think we can handle that later. Russia is currently the leader of this war. Mexico is rapidly losing war support. The United States is doing the same. They are going to start winning on this front if we're not able to get more troops there, though. So I'm going to put the Army of the West Indies over here for now. Because I don't want to lose my occupation of the United States that I've worked so very hard to build up. Let's go ahead and set our strategic objective in Mexico to the capital, which is Mexico. Yes, it is. Alright, so we're going to take the Plymouth Station fleet and put them in West Africa as well. And if we can keep winning battles over there, we can keep winning. Things are still going kind of difficult in Spain. So I'm going to set these armies to defend. We're just going to lock down Gibraltar, and Spain and Russia will just keep throwing troops there, and hopefully that'll sort it out. Grab a couple more of our fleets and put them here. Put a small fleet in the Straits just to make sure we keep control of that. Attacks continue over here in Mexico. Pretty pleased about that. We've now got a pretty solid level of occupation on America, which means they should be losing war support at a good clip, which they definitely are. So I'm quite pleased about that. Austria-Hungary is doing pretty bad overall for war support. I think I'm still going to continue to leave that to Germany to deal with. We're now defending on this front, which is good. Hopefully that'll keep things hunky-dory over there. We've also finished out our construction queue, which means our finances are doing much better overall. We're still paying maximum military wages, right? Yes, we are. And the armed forces are quite pleased, so we're getting our patriotism bonus there. I didn't have someone defending convoys in these areas. So we'll continue to work on that. Unfortunately, we've lost Sheerness Stations. Oh man, that's one of our big fleets. Unfortunately, we've lost some occupation on the United States over here. But we're still continuing to hold Texas. We've now got a hold of Mexico's capital. So that means they're losing war support very fast now. A bunch of people are declaring neutrality and diplomatic play in our war against the regular people of the Trucial States. Unfortunately, we're going to need to naval invade that area. I can't see any way around that, but it is what it is. These two fronts are going to merge when this army finally arrives in Texas, I think. East Indian Proletarian Revolt. Sheerness Station Fleet is good to go. So let's put them back in the West African coast. I'm going to put the home army in Texas. That's just going to leave the household division in Britain, but I think I'll be alright over there. Force comparisons are looking a lot better here in Spain now that we're completely on defense. And the Army of the Cape of Good Hope continues to move forward in Mexico. Let's go ahead and we're going to call defending Texas a strategic objective because I want to keep Texas. Alright. Okay. Unfortunately, I think we're just going to have to pull the Army of Australia off to deal with this East Indian revolt. Hopefully the other armies putting in that front will be able to sort things out. Just kind of waiting for the home army to get over there. It's not that big of a deal. Estonian mass migration, very good. What are you taking over? You're taking over Guerrero. I think this army needs to go. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the force comparison changes once the home army arrives. For now, though, let's place some of these armies on defense. This army needs another leader. This guy. Mexico is bailed. Brilliant. Alright, so this army is already on its way to the front in Texas. Very good. Put you on defense. Put you on defense. And put you on defense. Alright. Peace deal proposed. White peace. Yeah. Yeah, that's all we want. So, gonna go ahead and accept that. We're not gonna lose anything here. And that's gonna be just fine. Alright, and now Belgium is our protectorate. Alright, and that allows us to move an army over to the Trucial States. We'll get a few more armies deployed down here to Indonesia just to make sure this doesn't get out of hand. And then everything else will be just fine. Good of the Trucial States thing to just kind of sit still and not worry too much while we were dealing with that. All right, a very successful war ultimately. Still number one. Very expensive financially for us, but ultimately not bad. Belgium is feeling loyal, which I'm pretty happy about. And our skyscraper site has been identified. Our architects and engineers have identified London in... Yes. I know there's a war in Indonesia. Can't you see I'm talking about my skyscraper? My skyscraper! Our architects and engineers have identified London in the home counties as the optimal site to begin construction of a skyscraper. Gentlemen, we're going to erect the tallest building in the world. I'm going to do a nice posh British accent for this. Gentlemen, we are going to erect the tallest building in the world. The foundation alone will need hundreds of men. More if they will not work 12-hour shifts. Every day we will need to transport thousands of bags of cement into the heart of a metropolis. We must secure an immense quantity of steel that must, like Atlas, hold the weight of a whole world. The task ahead of us is monumental. Lay the foundations. Kerblam. Alright, let's get this skyscraper under construction. Bam. Can't double up on skyscrapers anymore. It's not that kind of a game. We're also having another Visitors from the Colonies event. Intellectuals from Kassandra are visiting our capital, arguing the case that their home country is far more civilized than we make it out to be, and that our colonial designs on them are unjustified. It's quite baffling, I must say, to hear you speak of being robbed when Great Britain brings you the greatest gift of all, the gift of civilization. Mosquito religious revolt. The Cassandra gentleman leaned in and responded bitterly, "I've seen the ships that arrived at our shores, and I've seen the ships that leave. The civilization you're bringing must be very light, but the price we pay for it seems to be quite heavy indeed. It's all expectations and lies, send them back immediately. This is going to increase tensions and annoy our liberal factions, but that's not necessarily a concern for me. Army of the Cape of Good Hope. We'll put in this front here. And our armies are just kind of getting where they're going. Unfortunately, the Trucial revolt has succeeded. So we're going to need to grab one of our stations and we'll naval invade using the Army of Australia. It's going to take 11 weeks. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Now we've got other armies on their way to Indonesia to deal with that situation. That was a fun little war. I definitely feel like it didn't go exactly the way I thought it was going to go, but I'm glad it went the way it ultimately went. But that is all we got for this episode. I've had a good time. I hope you all have had a good time, and I will see you all on the other side.